It's the Rundown, brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee. It's a veteran-owned coffee company by this guy, Evan Hafer. He was out in Iraq fighting on the front lines. Dude loved coffee so much, he was like rigging up like artillery to like be able to grind up the coffee and brew the coffee while he's out there. Comes back home and decides to make Black Rifle Coffee, which is good old-fashioned American coffee from an American veteran who knows exactly what you need to get you through the day. We're talking like man coffee.
Coffee-flavored coffee.
What's that?
Coffee-flavored coffee.
Coffee-flavored fucking coffee,
It's
right?
good if you
You're
just need
a big
like
coffee guy, right?
I am a huge
So
coffee guy.
like
We got a bunch of it here that I make in the morning, and it's just like, it's just, you know, it's good coffee.
It tastes good and it's like effective.
Right, and that's what
Gets
you need.
through your day.
Right.
So go to blackriflecoffee.com/rundown and then use the code rundown. Get the freshest coffee in America shipped directly to you. It's free to sign up. You get free shipping, you get discounts on other brands, early access to new products, exclusive merch, whatever. So go to blackriflecoffee.com/rundown, code rundown. It's Masters Week and opening week for the Mets, so I got Trent and Frank on here, but we'll start with the Deshaun Watson news, which seems to just be getting worse and worse by the day. Today, Nike officially suspended their endorsement of him. The Houston Police Department is now opening like a formal investigation. 2 of the 22 allegations are now going public, so they're no longer like anonymous victims. They're speaking out and putting their name and face to it. It's just not. It's not a good scene for Deshaun Watson.
I'll be honest, I did not know any of that until right now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that it had progressed even further. Obviously, I've been hearing all the alleged stuff, but that's no good.
It's over for him, right?
It doesn't look good.
No.
I mean, they're coming out. The defense is talking to the team masseuses and therapists who are like, he never did that with me. And it's like, well, first of all, that doesn't mean he didn't do it with her.
Right.
And second of all, like, yeah, he's not going to do that to like the team sanctioned therapist.
Right.
He's finding these girls on like Snapchat and Instagram. They come to his house and he's like, you know, grabbing his dick and grabbing them and touching his dick to them and all sorts of weird shit that you just can't do.
So Nike dropped him.
Nike suspended their endorsement, which I think maybe means like we got to see how this settles out.
We're backing away.
Before they like pull the plug entirely. But he's still adamant. He released a statement being like, I never had any sort of sexual assault, but like it's kind of like a D'Elia situation where it's just like there's so fucking many.
A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke.
Boy, the Houston, so you see, first off, any team that trades for him is pretty stupid.
Right.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, as a Jets fan, we were all in on like get Deshaun Watson, and then I think that all of this is what made the Jets be like.
Right. So I don't
fuck that.
follow the NFL as closely as everybody. Like when all this stuff was going around, like who's going to trade for Deshaun Watson, this all started to come out at the same time.
So what happened is he was like, I'm done with Houston. I'm forced a trade. Fights. Who's the owner knows the masseuse?
The owner and then Busby is the lawyer, McNair is the owner. I believe they used to be neighbors or something.
Okay, so the owner is like, and Busby's the lawyer for the prosecution, right? For the victims or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
conspiracy
Deshaun
theories.
Watson basically like wants out of Houston,
Right.
And the Texans owner is friends with the lawyer who is representing all the victims. So it's kind of like, oh, you're done with us, like you. I speculate. I don't know if that's ever been like fully done, but it does seem weird. He says I'm done with you,
Sure.
and then all of a sudden there's connections to the guys trying to take
Conspiracy
him down.
theorists, conspiracy theorists. I mean, the Houston Texans are basically a fucked up organization.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the trades they've made. The Hopkins was a pretty bad trade.
Oh, terrible trade.
I mean, you're stuck with us, and we can make this disappear. I mean,
that's kind of how it seems to feel, and because it
Yeah.
just came out of nowhere,
I mean,
and it's snowballing.
if
Big
this
time.
if this is all an elaborate hoax to keep him in Houston, I
Well,
mean,
no, I think this was burning the bridge. It was just like, you know, you don't want us, we're just gonna like fuck you over, which is
Right.
basically cutting off your nose. Like, what are they gonna do?
I
They're
mean,
fucked too.
now they can't trade him. He might get suspended, and basically the Texans have no draft picks, no prospects,
They're fucked.
and just an
And
organization that just completely can't even spell the word right.
Right, and as far as he's concerned, like, and he's a great talent. Maybe you put a year in between it or something. There's some desperate team who wants to bring you in.
Those are serious allegations.
But I mean, yeah. First of all, once it goes like legal, if he's found guilty or whatever, it's
Right.
probably like a crime.
Right.
But if somehow he gets off legally, I just feel like court of public opinion is out. Like,
Well,
you can't be rooting for that guy every Sunday.
Well, if he formally gets charged,
Yeah.
then
Then it's a totally different story.
then,
Then it becomes
then
like we cut
the
you
NFL
and-
has to suspend him
Yeah.
until
they figure everything out. Yeah.
till
So I mean, just weird behavior. Clearly, it's like his kink, and he's just like an asshole about. He forced them to sign NDAs afterwards, and if they didn't, he would like pressure them, saying like, "Don't talk about this." It's just not good.
It doesn't look
bad
good for
stuff.
him.
Yeah,
It does not look
bad
good
scene.
for him.
On the other side of things, one of the most wholesome videos you'll ever see from a sports figure. Shaq meets up with this dude, randomly runs into this guy in the same jewelry store at the same time. He's buying his engagement ring. I think Shaq was just there, probably picking out some new jewelry himself. And he's like, "Don't worry, I got it." Pays for this dude's engagement ring.
I appreciate it. You know, this is the first time. Every time you come in here, I always get on 30 minutes before you come in here.
Just like if I had unlimited money like a guy like Shaq does, I would do this kind of shit all the time.
I think
because the PR you get from it, and also just you're just a cool fucking guy doing nice things for people.
And I think Shaq does do this all the time. I remember hearing stories. He would go to Target and there would just be lines and lines of people, and he'd be like,
"I got
everybody."
it. I mean,
I'm pretty
so
sure that's
fucking awesome.
right. Everybody loves Shaq.
Shaq-
Everybody loves Shaq.
Shaq has a heart of gold. There's
Yeah.
just no doubt about it. He's just a pure individual. All he wants to do is have fun, watch basketball, talk about basketball. This guy is as pure hearted as anyone that's ever played
I feel
in
like
sports.
unless you're like a Kings fan from the early 2000s or like who
It's a
hates
very
Shaq?
small pool of people.
There's
Just
so-
like guys who got dunked on by Shaq. Maybe the
Chris
backboard fell on their
Dudley,
head,
yes,
like shit like
yeah.
that. It's like 19 people do
Right.
not like Shaq, but
You see
everybody
the
else is
rest
in.
of the world.
Yeah.
You see, this is the example of what happens from people from Newark. You know,
People from what?
Newark,
Newark?
New Jersey.
Newark. Yeah, he's from Newark.
Newark.
He was born and raised in Newark. Well,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He lived in Newark until he was
But
like
wait,
10.
why do you think this is what people from Newark do?
Well, that's because I'm from
The
Newark.
best of the best. There you go, Frank.
We got just hearts of gold.
I hope that this dude like picked up on what was going on and bought like a fucking fat ass diamond.
Right, just like upgraded.
Yeah, like
Just
I
upgraded.
I misspoke. I said 4 carats,
Yeah.
not 0.4.
Do you remember the stretch of time when I kept running into celebrities?
I remember 50 Cent,
50 Cent, Action Bronson. I know not, you guys
persona
are.
non grata.
Yeah, but.
Did you meet Shaq?
Dude, I met Shaq by the old office at the Starbucks, and I took a selfie with him.
Really?
And he seemed a little annoyed by me because I was
Yeah.
like chasing him down. Shaq, he's also like the most recognizable person in the world
I
because
mean,
he's
he's a freak.
7'2",
Yeah.
and it's like, well, that's got to be Shaq, and it was.
And now he's like probably like 400 pounds.
Yeah,
you
and I
know?
got a selfie with him, and he was like, because I was chasing him down, so he wasn't probably as nice as he was very nice for the moment,
Right.
like what it was.
Considering how he could have been like, get the fuck
Right,
away
because
from
like,
me.
dude, leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, I met Shaq one time,
Yeah,
and
so
he was pretty
it said
nice.
he was buying earrings and was just like, yeah, okay.
I
got
mean,
you.
yeah, I mean,
So
he's
awesome.
he's just. If you ever watch the way he talks and all his mansion stuff, he's just like a giant, just like
He's a little kid.
teddy bear.
Yeah, he really is, man. He's one. There it is.
Oh, shit.
Well
Wow, you
done,
pulled that out
Mackenzie.
fast.
Just ran into Shaq. Maybe the goofiest selfie face ever.
Well, I was on the move. I was on the move.
I still think 50 Cent takes the cake, but
For
but
sure,
yeah,
I mean,
that
that's
run
my
was
guy.
wild, dude.
He hates me. I don't care. He hates. I don't care.
Yeah,
That was bizarre.
Shaq, 50 Cent, Action Bronson, and I feel like there was another one.
All in the span of like.
It was like a couple
months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
every
that one,
other
I was
week.
on the move, and he like clearly not smiling,
Yeah.
like not that into it. But yeah,
Love it.
that was a good time. Yeah, Shaq, he's just the most likable dude.
Period. Second half of the rundown is brought to you by Dynamism. Dynamism Labs have they got you covered with how to grow thicker, fuller beards, get rid of your patchiness, get rid of that scraggly hair.
Well, now hold on a second. Is this a real thing that I can get?
I see it
Look
right
at
here
my
for
face.
you, dude.
Look at my face. I've always wanted to be able to grow a beard, and I want to try this immediately.
Man the fuck up, dude.
Dude, I will. I'll man the fuck up.
It's,
I'll man
it's
the
more
fuck
than a
up right
brand.
now.
I mean-
it's a movement, Trent.
I mean, I got
Join
two-
the fucking movement.
Imagine if the next time I'm on here, I'm just like, what's up?
You just got
I
one of
man
those.
the fuck up, and I got a huge beard.
I got these
Let's
bald
go.
spots here that
Yeah.
just
You want to
never
fill in your patches?
that
Let's
never
go.
that never comes correct.
You know
That's
why?
why
Because you have not yet manned the fuck up.
You want to man the fuck up with me?
we could say that. And I think
Yeah,
that
Frank, the
dynamism.
answer is yes. You want to man the fuck up.
I want to see and dynamism is the way to man the fuck up.
There
you
you
go.
go. And especially right now, you can get 20% off when you go to mantfupnow.com. rundown.com, like manthefuckupnow.com/rundown, and use code Barstool20 or use code Barstool20 on Amazon. So easiest way, go to Amazon, search for Man the Fuck Up, Dynamism Labs, and get a brand new beard. Fill in those patches, get rid of that scraggly hair. Stop blaming like your genetics. And
just
I blame
think-
my dad. Yeah.
And just think-
it's not your daddy's fault. It's your face's fault.
And just think-
Man the fuck up.
Trent, 1 year from now, you're gonna look like you're in ZZ Top.
There you go.
That would be awesome.
So
Always
man
wanted
the
that.
fuck up and get it done. Go to mantfupnow.com/rundown or use code Barstool20 on Amazon to get 20% off to join the movement. Masters Week is here.
Yep.
Biggest week of the year for you.
Yeah, we're going to be in Philly. I'm leaving right after this, actually. Going to be in Philly all weekend gambling. It's going to be great. I mean,
No Tiger. It's obviously a
no.
damper for you guys.
He's been putting out some tweets,
And they
which is
announced
cool.
today that the cause of the crash was he was driving at twice the speed limit.
Yo, there are just certain guys. DMX is one of them too. Hopefully he gets better soon.
Yeah.
Tiger, like they don't belong behind a wheel.
Yeah.
You can't, just don't drive anymore. Legitimately don't ever drive anymore.
Yeah, I think they said he's going 85 and a 45, and it's just no brakes, no nothing, just went right off. So
You know, if I had his money, I would never drive.
Right.
I would just sit back and
Whether
chill in the
you're
limo.
drinking and doing whatever, or you're just like, no, it's a Tuesday and I got to get to
people do say that, though. They say if I've had this much money, I would never drive again. But we've seen it so many times that people clearly just
Well,
like to drive. And they
yes,
like to
but
do whatever they want all the
If
time.
I had chronic problems where I kept
Yeah.
getting arrested or crashing, like if I had a good record, I would keep driving because it's just more convenient.
Sure.
But Tiger, it's like you're apparently risking your life every time you get behind the fucking wheel.
Yeah,
man.
he shouldn't be driving anymore. But it is Masters Week. It sucks that he's not going to be there, but there's still storylines. Bryson's a psycho.
I mean, I
Always.
feel like the golf world does not like that. I think that was so awesome. That was such a, just like the opposite of everything you've ever heard. Like, have a repeatable swing and a smooth motion.
We were just actually
snatching the ball out, throwing it. I
we
mean,
were just talking about it on Foreplay. Like, you're right. Like, the golf world is a little confused on how to react
Mm-hmm.
to Bryson. But what I was saying is that he is incredibly unlikable, and he's like a nerd.
That's what makes me
and he's socially
love
awkward.
him.
But and that's what I was saying. Like, he's almost broken through to the other
Yes,
side.
yes.
Where it's
You go
so
all
much
the
that
way.
way that
Yes.
it's like that's really maybe you don't like the guy, but it's interesting. And golf needs as many characters as it can get.
Absolutely.
So we
You know
make
what?
fun of him all the time, but it's good that he's part of golf.
The sports world in general is always lacking villains who accept the role of villain.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants to be liked, and I get it, and that's why you get the A-Rods and the LeBrons who are like me.
Well, Belichick
And-
accepts the role of villain.
Yeah,
He
that's-
loves it.
that's a good one, yeah. But Bryson being like on tour and just being like, yeah, man, I'm like a scientific nerd, and I don't do things the regular way. By the way, I can outdrive all of you. Like,
Right.
I mean,
He won
it's
a
also
major,
like
he
he's
won a
good.
Winged Foot,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Number top 5 golfer in the world.
I like it. I can see where maybe if you're like a full-blown golf fan, it's not the best. But from a distance, I'm like, this is fucking
Well, we
so
were-
much more
He
interesting
wins.
than the usual.
He wins the. He's like two characters in one movie rolled into one.
Yeah.
He really is like he shoots like Happy Gilmore, and
Yeah.
he's got the cocky arrogance and just like punch you in the face of Shooter
Shooter
McGavin.
McGavin, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's like part villain, part like, because usually you like the nerds, or like the nerds are not the cool, not the likable. It's kind of a paradox.
We asked the question: does he have any fans, or is it just people
Bro.
who are like?
One.
Yeah,
Bryson,
okay.
I'm your fucking
But like,
guy.
but is it? It feels ironic though. Like, are there any genuine Bryson DeChambeau
Well, no,
fans that
I mean,
go, "I love this guy"?
I
Other
genuinely
than his like
like
3 friends.
I genuinely like that, like when he wins, that it pisses people off. Because I think in the golf world, the way you guys like shook it up, I think he's shaking it up, and I think it's awesome that it's like, oh, you don't like that I like study the droplets of water on the ball. You don't like that I swing extra hard during fucking warm-ups and practice.
He recently said
Just
that
beat me then, like shut me up.
He recently said that he chews slower to get all the nutrients like that'll absorb into his body.
He would be the
Come
person.
on, that's
He'd be the person that would like with the green jacket and would like just
think it
like
would
piss everyone off.
Yes.
He'd actually
Right.
cut the sleeves off and turn it into a green vest.
Yeah,
But,
man.
like, he's just missing that part though.
Well,
he
you
is
know what it
missing
is?
that part that you're saying.
It's,
like,
it's because he's still like Bryson DeChambeau, and he wears his
Right.
fucking hat, and he's still like he looks and kind of acts goofy like a J.J. Watt almost to me. Like, he's not usually the villain is kind of like a bad boy,
you
like
gotta
I don't give a fuck.
Brooks,
But the
you
nerd
gotta
with,
put
yes.
Brooks Koepka's brain in
Yes.
Bryson's body.
That's exactly
and
it.
that's what everybody would like. But
That's
it's just
exactly it.
he is a meathead and he loves lifting and he pounds protein shakes, but he's also a nerd, like a big time
That's
nerd.
why I think that's one of the most interesting Like, I don't think we've ever encountered that in any sport
Bryson
before.
DeChambeau, your 2021 Masters champion, and this is the 2022 Masters dinner. It is protein shakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
And
real.
fucking raw
All of it.
eggs, you know?
Yeah.
He'd be just chugging back wearing his
I
green
have
jacket.
always said I'm glad that he's a part of golf because
Yeah.
he's polarizing, he's interesting, he makes people talk about him. It's headlines all over the place. But me personally, I just don't know how I feel about him, and it's probably that I'm not like the biggest fan of his, but he's interesting.
Are you full-blown DJ stan now?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Trent!
there we
Hot
go.
start.
There we
it
go.
is. Absolute laser Trent.
There we go.
That was most improved.
Thank you.
Most
Appreciate that.
improved.
anybody who does some cool shit like that. So it was you guys all versus DJ with only a 9-iron.
Right, so we did
So he's
two-
like putting with a 9-iron and everything?
Yeah, so we did 2 videos. One video that came out last week was he played as lefty.
Right. And again,
And
you guys do best ball and he just plays by himself?
We all just play our own ball. We just play
Okay,
our own
got
ball,
it,
and then, and spoiler alert, but he beat all of us lefty. Dude, he's a freak.
Go in.
Dude, that's on the pin. That's as good as I got. It's gonna be pretty close. That
That
was
is so cool.
awesome.
That is so cool.
That was pretty cool.
He's so
Like
good.
he is so talented that
Yeah.
he can. We were like, when was the last time?
Lefty
you think,
is wacky,
Dude, we were
man.
like, when was the last time you think you played lefty? And he was like, a year ago at this very shoot. He threw down 3 balls and just striped them. It was crazy.
Lefty is harder than the one club thing, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one club, the video we put out, he played with just a 9-iron.
And he's fucking
he's-
searching for your ball.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute video, and I
That's-
would say 7 minutes. Maybe not that much, but it's him looking for my ball. And I was like, dude, you're the #1 golfer in the world. Just give it
it's
up.
all
It's
good.
totally
Yeah,
fine.
it's-
But it was great. Like a lot of the
love you,
feedback
like,
we're
what an
getting from it
asshole
is
am I?
like we've never seen him have this type of personality because he's known to just sort of be like a robot who doesn't say much to the media, doesn't do much, and then he gets with us and he's
That's
into
the
it.
name of the game.
Dude, he's super competitive, like crazy competitive. Knows where everybody's ball is, knows what everybody lies. So it's. Yeah, if you haven't watched those videos, definitely check him out on YouTube. And he's the favorite going into the
I was
Masters.
gonna say, like,
defending
the,
Masters champ.
the perfect time to,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
to
it,
drop.
feel,
You
it
guys know what
feels
you're
weird
doing.
this year that the Masters is not on my birthday.
What's that?
It
Is it
feels
usually on your
weird that the
birthday?
Masters is not on my birthday this
Frank,
year.
when's your birthday? Tell the people.
November 13th.
Oh, so you got it last year. You had one time.
Yeah.
God
Was
damn
that
it,
a-
Frank. God damn it.
It'll never happen again, unfortunately. Well, hopefully.
Well, hopefully never happen
Yeah,
again.
hopefully.
I
not.
love that you guys finally were like, yeah, we didn't like that whole thing in the fall.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is awesome. It's kind of cool. And then after
Well, the
let's
idea is
let's
cool,
never do that again.
Because when we were watching The Bachelor, there was foliage. It was that time of year, and we were thinking it'd be the same thing for the Masters in November. It
Just
kind of
didn't work.
was, but also the greens looked like shit.
Yeah, those like browned out.
It was
and
brown.
shitty.
So-
Well, yeah, you know what's great about the Masters is they do it in April when the trees are budding and they have all those flowers. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you know,
Big flower guy, Frank?
it's just no. I sneeze all the time.
Yeah, I figured that.
My allergies
They look
kick
pretty,
in.
though.
They look pretty.
Yeah.
My this time of year, and it's starting in New Jersey in Branch Brook Park, especially in Belleville, New York. The cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
You drive
Cherry
through there,
blossoms will fuck you right in the
and
nose.
you see all of these cars. I once tried to drive through Branch Brook Park on Easter Sunday.
Can't
what
do it.
usually is like a 5-minute ride, was an hour and a half.
You can't do it. Not on
Yeah.
Easter Sunday. Can't do it, man.
Popular spot.
And it's just these cherry blossoms, and it's just awe-inspiring, just the color.
Yeah.
Frank, despite your 0-162 predictions, the Mets are on the board with a victory.
They tried to lose that game hard last night.
Brother,
you know,
they won like 8. They were up like 8-2 for like several innings. You know what I mean?
No, they weren't. They were the 2-run homer by Pete Alonso. But I'm talking about Trevor Mayday. Mayday. This guy is garbage. This guy is going to be pure trash all year. He sucks. And then we have
I'm a
Luis
Trevor May
Rojas,
guy.
who doesn't have a fucking brain in his head. I mean, this guy is.
The manager and the bullpen are going to be a problem, I think.
The manager is a moron with a capital M.
You know,
and then
you know what
Jerry
I'm sick of?
Smilia.
I'm sick of these people who are like, oh, I'm looking at Twitter. You would have thought the Mets were down like 12-0, and like they actually win the game. It's like, well, if you fucking watch the game, you would realize how it's a stress. It's a sweat the whole fucking time, every time.
And Jerry
Whoa.
Smilia in the ninth inning. Oh my God! I please eject him to the sun. I can't take Jerry Smilia anymore.
You know how bad it's gotten, Frank? Is like I'm begging for Edwin Diaz. You know, like that's where are you on Edwin Diaz? Have you come around on him? He was pretty good last year,
Well,
bud.
we'll see what happens. I mean, he was okay last year. Although he had 2 devastating, just heart-like wrenching losses. I mean, that loss in friggin' the Bronx, which may not have been his fault because moron Luis Rojas just completely fucked that game up. Because the manager's a total fucking moron.
The manager,
You know,
I mean, the manager, we're only 2 games in, but several decisions that are just like, wait, what the fuck are you doing?
The first update that I saw on the Mets season, I don't follow the Mets at all, but I follow you guys on Twitter, was Frank's DMX tweet. Was the DMX
The
tweet that
DMX
was,
would be a better manager, and according to the timeline, he's in a vegetative state.
that was the first Mets update I saw, so it was like things could not be going well.
No, and they were up. They put up 8 runs that same game, and we're like, fucking. I mean, I get it, Frank. I watch along with you too. I know how, like, if you watch every pitch, it's not indicative of the final score.
Can we please get a manager with a brain?
Yeah.
Please.
It doesn't.
please.
It seems crazy to me. It's like, if I was a baseball manager, I would simply just like make the lineup that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't even worry about the
Well,
analytics
Jeff
and
McNeil's
war.
not playing today. We got Jonathan VR at second
Yeah,
base.
like stuff like that is just fucking insanity to me.
Is Steve Cohen going to allow these things to keep happening?
I
Like,
hope
what's
not.
their relationship?
I mean, so Rojas was never really intended to be the manager. It was just that Beltran, all that Beltran shit happened.
Right.
So he fell
because the
into
Mets
it.
got punished harder than the Astros did because the Houston Astros are fucking Rob Manfred's favorite fucking team. In fact, I hear that he wants to start bounding on the garbage cans himself because he's such a feckless, ineffective, moronic commissioner.
Preach.
Fucking
go
go
man.
off.
I am kind of almost coming around on the fact that the Astros just keep beating the fucking shit out of people with all their trash talking and all the antics with the inflatable garbage cans and the guy who held the actual garbage can.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, yeah, but we just keep kicking your ass.
Well, they probably got
Kinda
buzzers now.
Wait, what?
They probably got they were trying to come up with the buzzer system.
Yeah, I mean, you think that's what they're doing now, Frank?
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
Rob Manfred's
I thought
even
they were
pushing the
doing
button.
that. I thought they were doing that. Wasn't Altuve wearing one? He was like,
That's-
don't take.
yeah,
That's
when
the
he was
rumor.
like,
Don't take my
yeah,
jersey off
yeah.
after the
Yeah,
walk off.
they're
That was never
using
proven,
buzzers now.
Unfortunately, everything that's gone on, the Astros thing feels like 15 years ago.
I know. And the only, like Dusty Baker being like, like enough's enough. They paid the price. It's like
They haven't paid
very
shit.
literally didn't pay
Right,
a price.
They did not pay the
That's
price.
the thing,
And you know
Dusty.
what paying the price is? Fans booing
Yeah.
your fucking ass
Yeah.
and throwing a fucking inflatable
No,
garbage
absolutely.
can onto the
I
field.
think
and if you
fans-
can't take it, then you
Yes.
don't shut the fuck up, Dusty Baker.
Right.
They deserve that. It's just an inflatable garbage can.
But
it's
the
not
problem
like
is, Frank, what if they just keep winning? What if they're just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck?
I hate the fucking Houston Astros. They should change the name. It's
Bro,
not Houston
I
Astros
have no
anymore.
problem with the
I call
Astros
them
just 'cause they beat the
Houston-
Yankees.
They are the Houston assholes.
If the Astros were playing with the
Hell yeah.
Yankees, who would you root for? In the
That's a
playoffs?
tough one.
No, it's not, Frank. What are you sick in the
You're
head?
gonna say Astros.
You absolutely root for the Astros. You would root for the fucking Yankees in the playoffs? ALCS to make it to the World Series. You root for
I
the
have
Yankees?
rooted for the Yankees 3 times in the World Series.
You disgust me, Frank. That is deplorable
Well, I
behavior.
hate the Atlanta Braves 10 times
No.
more than I hate the Yankees.
No.
And I hate the Philadelphia Phillies more than I hate
No,
the Yankees.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're fucking disgusting, Frank.
I hate the Braves and Phillies more than I hate the Yankees.
That's crazy.
Hatred of the Yankees is pointless.
No.
Considering
Hatred of the Yankees fuels me, bro.
Wakes you up in the
considering it
morning.
makes
Yes.
it makes it easier for me to shop on Christmas because my father's a Yankee fan. So
Okay. Did you consider that?
I did not consider that.
Yeah.
Where'd you go wrong? Why'd you become a Mets fan?
because I was 8 when I first saw Dwight Gooden pitch.
And your dad was like, be a Yankee fan, and you were like, nah, they suck.
At the time, yeah, the
Yeah.
Yankees weren't too good.
Boy, did you pick wrong, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I'm the only Met fan in my family.
Oh
my
my
grandfather
God,
was a
Frank,
Yankee
that's
fan.
the most tragic thing I've ever
My
heard.
father's a Yankee
Like,
fan.
dude, just stop.
My
Just
uncles
go be a Yankee
are
fan.
Yankee fans.
Imagine.
Just
Imagine if he did it now.
go.
Just
Come in pinstripes tomorrow. It'd be amazing.
what? Yeah.
They
Love
tried
it.
to make me they tried to make
That'd
me a
be
Yankee
such a
fan.
heel turn. That'd be
Imagine.
amazing.
They tried to make me a Yankee fan. They
I'm
they
sure.
dressed me up in Yankee jerseys.
You should have listened, dick.
They when I was 5, I went to the Columbus Day Parade in Newark and I met Joe DiMaggio. I mean, they tried to make me a
What?
Yankee fan, but I just became a Met fan because of Dwight Gooden, another favorite player of mine. When I was like 6 years old, I liked Rusty Staub because he had the red hair.
There you go. The Gingers unite. Man, you made the wrong call, bro. The absolute wrong
I mean,
call.
Right.
The first few years are fine. I mean,
Yeah,
190 and
you were probably like, oh, this is
84,
great. Like, we're going to be a
98
fucking
games
dynasty.
and 85, win the World Series in 86.
Everybody thought 87, 88 was going to be like a three-peat and nothing ever again, bro.
I mean,
And now we're going to die losers.
That was such a sad laugh. You're like,
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
We're
it
never
helps.
going to win a World Series.
It helps that I was almost 11 in '86 when they won the World Series.
Yeah.
And I remember that whole season like it was yesterday, and certain sounds, songs, and
What's
just
your
take me
official
back to that year.
prediction for win total now?
Well, I had 92 at the beginning of the season.
Okay, and I'm assuming you don't want to stick to that.
Probably lower now.
Clem is running the 96er club. Everybody taking 96 wins. You want to run the 69er club?
I'm going to try to say that they have a shot to be in the wild card. They got to fix this bullpen though, and
Yeah, disaster.
and find a brain for the manager, please.
All right, that's the rundown.